Galnet News Digest, 4th of June 3305. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news, Silva slaughtered by Kincaid Henchman. Superglued to the Toastrack. Coming to a planet near you. Silva slaughtered by Kincaid Henchman. The Alliance Interpol has acted after a private investigation agency hired by the sister of murdered Alliance presidential candidate Fazia Silva named a senior naval official with close ties to President Kincaid as the murderer. Wallglass Investigations Agency was hired by Tashmira Silva, now the CEO of Silva Holdings Incorporated, to investigate the mysterious locked-room murder of candidate Silva at her home at Hume Orbital in Mullag last year. Having identified the hired assassin who'd been trained by the Alliance Defence Force prior to his current career move, Wallglass painstakingly constructed a trail of evidence that led them back to Admiral Yamamoto, the most senior admiral in the Zeon's fleet of the ADF, as the person who both ordered the killing and who paid for it. This is the same Admiral Yamamoto who is a close personal friend of Kincaid, and who handed over control of the Zeon's fleet to President Kincaid last week. The Alliance Interpol has taken Yamamoto into custody, pending further investigations, and the Zeon's fleet has been placed under control of the Council of Admirals, something that may cause tensions in the Zeon's system. At the time of Silva's poisoning, then presidential candidate Kincaid described Silva's murder as an attack on democracy, and used it as a demonstration that the Alliance needed a stronger leader, such as himself. If it could be proved that the president was aware of Yamamoto's actions, or even that he himself demanded the elimination of one of his rivals, if the Alliance president is caught holding a smoking gun, then even the most incompetent, ineffective superpower in the galaxy must surely, finally, be forced to take action to impeach the president. Superglued to the Toastrack. A protesting commander blocked the station entrance at Jameson Memorial for nearly 2 hours on Sunday, preventing ships from entering or leaving. Commander Nick Naylor of the Freelancers Alliance superglued his beluga to the Toastrack at 7 p.m. Galactic Standard Time, and was eventually pushed out at 8:50 by a cutter that had grown impatient. Despite a sustained and prolonged barrage from Jameson Memorial's weaponry, the beluga appeared undamaged. It then mysteriously evaporated, leaving behind a high-wake signature despite being stationary and mass-locked at the time. In a later interview with Commander Plater, Commander Naylor explained that he was protesting about commanders who use unfair means to make their ships invincible. He is believed to have made his ship invincible for the protest, so in a very real sense, he was protesting against himself. Coming to a planet near you. Commanders have been treated to a video showing a Sidewinder. It includes a walking tour of the interior, including the hold, including the stowed SRV and the cabin, including bunk and bed, but no shower or other bathing or toilet facilities, explaining why Sidewinder pilots are so smelly. More significantly, the Sidewinder is parked in pasture land, surrounded by a buzzing swarm of flies, no doubt attracted by the smelly pilot, on what can only be described as a remarkably Earth-like world. Could this be a sign that the Pilots Federation is finally relenting on the prohibition of spacers from atmospheric planets? We look forward to further tours and information from Commander Thrust of Bradford. In related news, Lave Radio has been holding a competition to find the scruffiest chip in the galaxy, to make their own orange Sidewinder look less bad by comparison. However, they forgot to post any rules, or even a closing date. They probably forgot to say what the prize was too. And in further related news, the Lave Radio Network is reported to be sad that it was unable to arrange an interstellar initiative to coincide with their annual conference, LaveCon. The next interstellar initiative will instead be starting at about the same time as LaveCon, and will be called the Enclave, and is nothing whatsoever to do with Lave. And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News, we read the news so you don't have to.